There's almost a part of me that wants you to try playing drums again.
Why?
Because
he wants to start a band.
Yeah. We're going to get the band back together.
I mean, we can do it if you like basic beats.
I can teach you.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, like, you know, you say that you don't have like the concept of like rhythm and stuff like that, but I feel that's something that can be trained. I feel it's like, you know, when it comes to like musicality and stuff. Yeah. Well, when it comes to like musicality, right. And like, you know, playing like an actual instrument, you know, there's like people who are just like, I can't like, I cannot imagine you playing, it's going to sound bad, an actual musical instrument.
Whoa. What are you saying about drums?
Dude, you know the joke of what do you call a guy who hangs out with a bunch of musicians?
No.
The drummer.
Oh.
because like I feel percussion is like, hey, look,
shade
hey, I play drums. It's fine. So I feel like it's something that can be trained because I think just like knowing rhythm.
Like can we teach a monkey to cook?
Yeah,
like,
probably.
Yeah, we can make it put together a carbonara, but it might not taste good.
Yeah, it's still the skill though, right? Like, I'm not expecting you to be the fucking greatest drummer in the world, but I reckon when it comes to like simple, you know, different stuff, like a 4/4 or 3/4, like you could easily do that.
You have a lot of faith in me, Jared. I mean, myself.
Yeah,
I almost want to do it for a video. Like, take you to like a recording
It would be
place
interesting just to see how.
I'll teach you drums for a full day and see how well you get.
If I enjoyed it, it would be easy. But if I don't enjoy it, I suck at stuff like this. Right. It's like I just have no motivation to get better at it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is normally like that.
What's like a one skill you want to be able to like absolutely master by the time you're like, I'm too old to learn anything new? If you had to pick one.
I don't think there's anything I can't learn getting older, I guess, that I would want to learn.
I mean, yeah.
I'd like to be good at cooking. That feels like an OP strat.
Just that gets you riz.
Just in general.
Not everything has to get you riz, Joey.
I'm not doing it unless I get riz.
I just think
we already have partners, Joey, who have nothing to prove.
I mean, I'm passionate about eating food. Yeah. And I think I would equally be passionate about making it if I had the time and just the space to do. I just don't have time right now. And also I don't want to. That's not something I'm interested in right now, but I can see myself being interested in it in like 10, 20 years.
Right.
When do you, okay, I guess since we don't have time right now, which I guess is like the biggest factor for me learning any new skill as well as it is for every working adult. When do you guys think you're going to retire?
When I have enough money, dog.
I mean, we've seen us like a slow trend now about like a lot of like well-off YouTubers who have, I guess, announced their retirement. Like, you know, PewDiePie, I guess, is like the biggest one.
He's also a dad now, though.
He's also a dad.
He also made crazy bank.
Yeah, that man is that
Let's
man.
be real.
That man and his son are set for life.
Yeah,
let's be real.
Exactly, and like I know there was a few others as well that announced that Tifu or something announced that he retired as well.
Yeah, he also made crazy bank.
Yeah, basically just made crazy bank and retired.
I guess it depends how much crazy bank I make.
See, I think for me, it's not only about like, do I have enough money to be able to not work for the rest of my life, or you know, be able to support my children if I have any or whatever. But it's more so for me, it's like, you know, because I feel like retirement is that kind of point where you're like, there's nothing I want to like turn into a career. There's nothing I want to do that will necessarily generate money anymore. Yeah. And I feel for me, it's like, that's a really important part about it, because it's like, you can say you're retiring, right? Yeah. You know, say like, oh, I've made enough money to support myself for the rest of my lifetime, and I've been able to achieve this, this, and this, and I'm ready to put it to rest and just like relax for the rest of my life. But if I retire and I get to the point where I'm like, yeah, but there's still shit I want to do. Yeah. Then would you even consider that retirement?
I mean, I think
like it's not so much you're going into retirement. You're just retiring one thing to start another thing.
I mean, for me, I'm the kind of person who I just need to be doing something.
Yeah, same.
You know, I need to be doing something, you know. Like, luckily enough, I'm in a position where I am comfortable, you know, financially to be stable, which is, I guess, what I thought I'd spend my entire life working towards. And, you know, lucky in a position where I'm lucky that I'm like, okay, I am stable and my parents are stable and my family's stable. So I'm like, if I were to, like, when I reach retirement age, whenever that age is, I still think I'd be doing something. Yeah. You know, I still, like, right now it's all about
Got that dog in you.
you know, right now it's all about, okay, everything I do needs to like have like, you know, needs to give me longevity to hopefully set the way for the future, so I am stable 10, 20 years from now. So there's still like a part of my mind where everything I do needs to build towards a foundation.
Yes.
Retirement to me means that foundation is set. I do not need to worry, and I can focus on doing shit that does not mean anything in the grander scheme.
Yeah, because like, for example, like my dad went into retirement this year, a few months ago. And I was like, oh, congrats, Dad. You know, you finally retired. You can, you know, get out of this whole IT sales thing he's been doing for 30 plus years of his life.
Yeah.
And I was like, so what are you going to do? Like, what's your retirement plan? And he dead ass just looks at me and he's like, I want to drive a bus. And I'm like, Dad, that's not retirement. You're just changing jobs at that point. Like, why? Like, because I think in his mind, it was like, it's not so much like, oh, I'm still in the workforce or like I'm going back to work. It's just something for him to do during the week.
Yeah.
But I feel, you know, it's still technically a job, right? Being a bus driver, even if it may not necessarily be a 9 to 5, you know, 5 days a week type of job. It's still something you're obligated to go and do, and you get money to do it, right? So I'm like, I almost don't count that as retirement. I just count that as like, I think retirement for me is when it's like, okay, the things I'm going to do after all of my actual obligatory work stuff.
Well, it's when like
done.
the burden of having to provide is kind of gone.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and how you spend your time doesn't necessarily generate money, or there's no like obligation to do it. Like, you know, like I'm sure like, you know, I'll still be making like YouTube videos just like casually after I like quote
Joey
unquote,
as a granddad
retire, right? Like, you know, maybe that will never stop. Who knows? Like I could be in my 80s and I'll still be like, you know, I still really want to make this video. Who knows? We don't know because YouTube hasn't gone on for long enough to get to that point.
Yeah, I'd like to get to my arc where like I have a YouTube channel where all I do is like, right, boys, I got to fix the toilet.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about remodeling this room.
Basically,
so let's go through the
basically the
process.
content that like Felix has been doing as of late. You know, to like,
didn't he do a video where he like installed the TV?
Yeah, like he's to him, he's made his money. He's good, right? But he's still making those videos not because he's like, I need to put up this video to make money to feed my family. It's more so just like, I just want to do it, regardless of what it does, right?
That's the stage I want to reach.
Yeah.
The I don't give a fuck what I need to post stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd argue I'm already at that point, but but it's like, for me, retirement is just like, it's a combination of like, do I have enough money where everything I do after this point may not necessarily generate any amount of money whatsoever, but I'll still do it?
Yeah.
Or is it like to the point of like, there is still something I want to do that I can turn into this big financial thing that will like still support me and still be bringing in money, right? And it's like, I feel there's like no age for that. It's just kind of at the point where you have to just kind of self-reflect and being like, all right, am I there yet? Like, have I done everything I want to do? Do I have enough money in the bank? You know, is my life steady and happy to welcome, you know, my inevitable death? Like when all of the stars have lined up, that's when I feel I can be like, all right, you know what? I'm comfortable to retire now.
You say retirement is just the point where you can just pursue all of the hobbies that you'd wanted to pursue.
Retirement is just like end credit games. Like that's, you know, it's like
that's post game.
Yeah, it's post game. That's all retirement is. It's just like, I can keep doing my shit, but I know at the end of the day, I've already got to the credits. Like there's no obligation.
Bro, give me a new game plus. Yeah. I want a new game plus. Let me start over.
That's called reincarnation, actually.
There's some things I look forward to, but I also equally feel bad that I think like, I know it doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but it doesn't have like, you know, it's not my life, whatever. But I feel bad that a lot of like where most people are at right now, they can't even like consider retirement, let alone like saving for it. And I, you know, because I think we get excited when we're like, yeah, I wonder what we're going to do when we retire and do what we're going to do it. And I feel bad when I'm like, when you hear about people who are like, man, I got to work 2 jobs. The thought of retiring is not even an option.
Right.
Like, I can't ever do shit. And I hope that whatever happens in the world, that it gets easier for people to be able to consider retiring and do it, because the age of retirement is rising in every country.
It is. It is. God, especially Japan. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Can you like, if you are somebody who joins the workforce in like this like decade, can you even like consider retiring? Like, can you genuinely get to the end of your career and be like, oh yes, I can live off the retirement money? Like, I don't think most people can even do that now. Like, I think that's, and also,
I mean, you'd have to be like, I'd say like living a pretty frugal retirement at that stage, right? Like, because you're only so limited to what.
Most people can't live off.
Like most people, like you know, like Japan and like America with like 401ks and shit, like and pensions in Japan and shit. Like, you know, they give you options to be able to like save up for that retirement, but you know, maybe you'd be in a position where your job isn't paying you enough, or the lifestyle you're living is like cutting into your, you know, you're spending too much and stuff like that. That to the point where it just makes it more difficult to welcome that stage, right?
And a lot of people don't even make it to the retirement age. In Japan, they do.
Yeah,
they certainly do. But
Japan are very good at making them make it to retirement age. It's like better or worse for this.
It's getting close to it's getting close to 70 in some European countries, and it's like a lot of people just don't make it to 70. And even if they do, like, you know, maybe they have a few years left, and it's like, what even is retirement anymore? Like, is retirement even going to be a concept that is like afforded to everyone, or is it going to be something that only rich people can think about?
I mean, it should be rewarded to everyone, you know, to be honest, but just some countries it makes it difficult.